I legit cannot see anything. This light is blinding me. Hey guys, today's video is going to be my very late February wrap-up in March TBR. I almost forgot what month it was. Oh, it's not even the end of March yet. What? It is already like March 13th or something crazy. March 12th, I think it is actually. But I haven't uploaded this video yet. Mostly it's been my procrastination because I actually filmed this video last Thursday and I just didn't like how it turned out, so I was gonna refilm it, and then I was on spring break, which I'm still on, and I just haven't done it. Daylight savings happened on, what was it, last Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I've been like out of whack ever since then. Like, I feel so tired and just really like not in the mood to do anything. This video is a little bit late, but you guys know I've never missed one, so I had to do it. And I had a really good month for February. So I wanted to show you guys my wrap up and TBR, which is sort of tentative, but kind of already happening since it's March. So we're gonna do that. Also going to talk about my hair real quick because I look like a hobo. Let's be real here. So I have hair up here for those of you who thought I had gone bald. I have hair. The hair is in like bird's nest mode right now, and I got like a little prison stripe going on here, but sometimes you just have to top knot it and go. One of those days, I'm not even kidding. This is like how my hair looks most days. I just you know how it is. You feel me? You know how it is. This is just how it is. My hair is looking crazy. The bookshelf's looking crazy. Everything is looking crazy in this video, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Let's go. I read a total of 5 books, which for me is really good. I have already read a total of 10 books this entire year, which means I'm a 5th of the way through my reading goal, which I'm really proud of. So the first book I finished was Silver Shadows by Richelle Mead, which is the 5th book in the Bloodlines series. This one was a little bit of a letdown for me just because I really loved the Indigo Spell and the Fiery Heart, and I was expecting this one to just keep going and being really intense and really great, and I really liked it, but it wasn't quite as good as those two were for me. So I would say this is a 4 out of 5 star in my opinion, whereas those were both a 5 star. But I still really enjoyed this, and I'm really happy to have read it and got it out of the way. I felt like a lot happened in this and that it was very like detailed, and the writing was really great. I just wasn't as in love with kind of what was going on as much as the other two, if that makes sense. So for me, I gave this one a 4 out of 5 star, but I'm still really excited I read it, and I would definitely recommend any of the Vampire Academy or Bloodline series books. They're all really good. I also started and finished a new trilogy in February, which makes me feel really accomplished because I read a whole series in 1 month, even though there's only 3 books, but I feel really good about it, and that is for the Sweet Evil trilogy by Wendy Higgins. This is a young adult paranormal romance, and it was so good. I cannot even tell you guys how much I loved this. If you like young adult or paranormal / fantasy at all, I kind of call this fantasy, but it's technically paranormal romance. It was so good, and this is about angels and demons, and I have an entire book review on the first one, so I'm not even going to try to re-explain what this is about. I'll just put a link below, but I definitely recommend you guys to check this out. It was so good. There's a really good love interest, like romance relationship thing with 2 characters. Really fun, fast-paced, easy read. I flew through these books, so I highly recommend them. And I did say in my book review that I was going to review the last 2, and I've decided now I'm probably not going to do that, just because I think most people are only interested in like the first book of a series if they've never read it. I don't think there would be as many people interested in a review for the last 2, so I'm planning on not doing that. But I do have one for the first one, so I'll link it below. You guys should go watch that. I really love those books. Last book I read for February was a Colleen Hoover new adult book, and I've only ever read Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, which I read last year, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite like of all time new adult, but I really liked it, and I've wanted to sort of dive into more of her books since then. So I picked up Ugly Love this month or last month, and I read it, and I really liked this one. This one was a lot better than Maybe Someday. I just sort of liked the storyline and the characters better, and Colleen Hoover's books are so intense, like emotionally like distressing, so intense and heartbreaking, and this one was so heartbreaking, but I loved it and it was so good, and I definitely recommend it if you like new adult. If you guys want to see a book review for this, let me know below. I'm thinking about doing one for this book since I really liked it, and I know a lot of people love Colleen Hoover, and yeah, I know her new book just came out, so I'm really excited to get my hands on that soon. On to my kind of TBR portion for March. I've kind of shrunk down my TBR since it's already halfway through the month almost, and I haven't been reading that much this month. I'm on my first book, which I just started getting into like the last day or so, but the first like part of March I kind of like didn't read. Might be able to hightail it the last part of the month, but I've shrunk it down to 3 for now, just that I want to focus on. So the first one I'm reading right now, and that is on Dublin Street by Samantha Young. I showed this in a book haul from January, I think it was, and this is a new adult contemporary, and I am really loving this right now. I'm about 150-ish pages in, and it is 300 and something, so about halfway, and it's so good so far. I really like it. I like the characters. I like the direction it's taking, so I will keep you guys updated on this. The next thing I want to read is really strange. I've never been a huge Nicholas Sparks fan. I've seen all of the movies for the most part, with the exception of a few over the years, and I always go see them, but I have never been like a huge fan. I just had never been into those that much. Like, I liked The Notebook, but it wasn't like my favorite thing ever, so I've never really been that interested in reading his books. There was a week in February where we got a ton of snow. I was snowed in my apartment, and at the time I was reading Sweet Evil, and I was on the first one, and I of course didn't buy the second one before the week started because I had a test, and I told myself if I don't buy a book I'll be forced to study. And we got a bunch of snow. I was snowed in, school was canceled for 2 days, and long story short, I didn't study at all, and I wanted something to read, and I had literally no books to read except for Dear John by Nicholas Sparks. This was my sister's from college, and I lived in one of her old apartments last year and moved this into my apartment, so I've had this on my bookshelf, but I never really had an interest to read it. I think I actually started reading it last year and got to like 20 pages and I was just not feeling it, but during the snow week, I was so bored and I needed something to read that I started this book, and I made it 211 pages in, and it's got like 300 and something, so I'm determined to finish this just so I can have an extra book read, and because I want to know exactly what happens now that I've invested my time in it. But I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of liked it okay, but I'm still not like loving it. And I also sort of know what happens with this one because my sister told me what happened in the movie. I never saw the Dear John movie, but my sister told me, and then the prologue kind of tells how it's gonna end up. So I don't know about that, but I will finish this, and I probably will watch the movie after just because I love Channing Tatum and I like Amanda Seyfried. And the last book on my TBR for March is, of course, Insurgent by Veronica Roth. Obviously the movie is coming out for this at the end of the month, and I plan on reading this before I go to the movie because that is just how I roll. I don't like to watch the movies before I read the books, especially with something like this. It's been a whole year since I read Divergent. I got spoiled on the last one, and then I was just not motivated to read this one or Allegiant, so I haven't read these before ever. I read Divergent for the first time last year, so I was super late on the Divergent bandwagon, but I'm excited to read it. I'm more excited, honestly, to watch the movie because I really liked the first one, and I love Theo James. Let's be real here. Hope you guys liked this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe below for more videos from me. Leave any requests that you have below. Also, if you haven't checked out my beauty channel, I just uploaded a new video on there. I had a lot of fun making it, so I'll link that below if you want to go check it out and subscribe. I like to do those videos every now and then as well. And yeah, I think that's all for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!